Whether it's your baseball picks or your way too early football picks or your tennis picks, you got to pick them at Sports Interaction.
Whoa.
That's right. It's Canada's sportsbook. Listen, before the game starts, live and play or how your favorite player will perform, doing it right since 1997, Sports Interaction is Canada's sportsbook with the most competitive odds. Sports Interaction makes it easy to deposit, play, and cash out. Join now and see all that sports betting has to offer. You head to sportsinteraction.com/SDPN. One more time, that's sportsinteraction.com/SDPN. 19 plus, please play responsibly.
22.
John Shannon also wondered about Nazem Kadri, but we're hearing this morning, he said, I wonder if Nazem Kadri overvalued himself, asked too much.
Signed with the Islanders?
Well, and that's the rumor this morning, is that Fisherman Hockey reporting, at Fisherman Hockey, basically that, according to Thomas Drance, Drance believes Kadri has signed with the Islanders because the JT Miller trade is still not happening. They apparently went back to the table. Remember how the JT Miller trade was going to happen and then it got leaked and then it didn't happen. Apparently it might come back. It might happen.
Okay.
But then now it's not going to happen. There are other sources out there. I'm not sure how reliable saying the deal's done.
Why is Lou like?
Well, in this particular case, he might not be waiting for September to announce the deal. They may need to clear cap.
Oh.
So, and Lou being Lou and understanding how this works, as soon as you are over the cap, the chances of other teams helping you out is like next to nothing, right?
Lou likes a big deal, though.
He does like a big deal. So my thinking is he's got the money to sign him, but it sounds to me like he signed somebody else. So he's got $11 million in current cap space. Mm-hmm. Let's say Kadri eats up 8 of that.
Well, who is a RFA, though, on the Islanders? Because I believe the rumor was Noah Dobson.
Noah Dobson is an RFA.
Oh, so a bunch of that 11.
Yeah.
Kiefer Bellows, and then who's up front there? I see a guy up front.
That's Kiefer Bellows. Barzal's deal is going to kick in.
Romanov,
right?
Yeah, there you
go. Like none of those deals are going to be particularly cheap.
Barzal deal still needs to happen. That is what I mean. Like he's got one more year at $7 million, and then what's that going to be?
You sneaky Pete.
So
what's going on here?
If it
Lou?
is true, he's got to move somebody.
Barzal Kadri sucks. Oh shit.
That won't be fun.
No. It's again, I keep saying it. Well, listen, we have 24 hours.
Mm-hmm.
Tomorrow
you're forgetting JG Peugeot too.
There you go. There's another one.
Those 3 centers. Those are your 3 centers.
Maybe he's one of the guys who has to leave. Maybe he's one of the guys who stays. Who the hell knows?
All I'm saying
Lou Lamoriello.
That's ugly to play.
It's not. It's playoff style hockey. That's all Lou wants in the world. Is a scrappy team.
And Lou likes Kadri a lot.
He does, and he maybe doesn't get enough credit for Kadri's success because the Leafs were awful. Then Kadri was suspended by the Leafs for 4 games at the end of a very bad season. And after that suspension, Kadri had back-to-back 32-goal seasons. While also signing a 6-year deal. So Lou, obviously used a, firm hand with Nas, but, clearly believed in him enough to give him many, many millions of dollars. It ended up being one of the biggest sweetheart deals in the NHL by the end of it, but, turned him into a real successsul player. I could see him doing it again. Him giving him Nas his second 6-year deal, I could see it.
I think it'll be 7, don't you? You think he waited till August to get 6 years?
He gave 7 to Zaitsev, so anything's possible. But oh my god, that contract! But
that's still not done, by the way.
I think 6. I think Kadri gets 6 times 7.
Jesse, you have cap friendly in front of you, right?
I have the Islanders cap friendly in front of me. Yeah.
Okay, and Steve, we told you that $11,185,000 is the current cap space of the New York Islanders. If it's the Islanders, if it turns out that right after we finish recording this show, Naz is announced and Lou's out there in the middle of summer in a press conference because he knows nobody's going to show up.
He's subscribed. Is it up? Okay. Click.
Here we go. Click. Boom. What's the deal? I want your way too early prediction on the Nazem Kadri deal. If it's with the Islanders, what's the amount of money? How many years?
6 years, $7 million per.
That's it.
Yeah. Or Lou thinks he's funny. Like Lou has like an end of career meme lord phase.
Okay.
6 times 6.9. There it is.
Okay.
There it is. No, I think there will be some sort of acknowledgement that like it's like we talked about with the Huberdeau and Tkachuk deal. Huberdeau is an unreal player, but if he's looking for 8 years, if you have the option to sign Huberdeau to 8 years or Tkachuk to 8 years, it makes more sense to sign Tkachuk to 8 years because you're getting a better 8 years. Tkachuk is great now, will get better and may begin to tail off by the end of it, whereas Huberdeau is
closer to 30.
Yeah, Huberdeau is certainly going to tail off unless he's like an abnormality as a human. You know what I mean?
Right. You have to be special.
Yes.
Like genetically special.
Yeah, and lucky.
Yeah.
You might get beamed in the head. You might take a funny hit to the knee. You never know what's going to happen. Or you block a shot funny. You never know. And yes, that applies to Tkachuk, but again, he's going to probably bounce back easier. So Nas 6 times 7, some sort of special front loading, which we know Lou is not afraid of, Ilya Kovalchuk. But legal front loading, maybe some bonuses involved as well.
Jesse, what do you think?
Sounds right.
You think only 7 million, guys?
I don't think it's there.
You don't think he's an $8 million player?
Oh, I do, but I just don't think it's there, man. It's not there.
Yeah, there aren't a lot of teams left who can sign Nazem Kadri.
Like those, when were those like Duchesne and Johansson deals signed? Like I always go back to those.
Johansson was
It was pre-COVID.
17, 18, wasn't it?
It was pre-COVID. If everything is going as it was, yeah, Naz is signing like a 9-year deal to be a 1A center. It's not that anymore. It's not that. And that is what I think he is, by the way, like a 1A. In the same way that I think that's what Matt Duchesne is. Like, yes, he had a really good season last year. You're not picking him as your number one center over a number of guys in the league. Mm-hmm. Like a lot, like more than a dozen.
But the reality is once you get past that dozen, you have to go to a 1A.
Yeah. Yes.
And Barzal, you think, projects to be the one.
Is he one of the better first-line centers in the league? No. Would he be one of the better second-line centers in the league? Certainly.
Probably the best.
Yeah. And that's a big reason why Colorado won. And as good as JT Compher did for the Avalanche, like, you could tell the difference. Like, and there was a funny discourse yesterday about how the Oilers could have beaten the Avs if they had all these perfect situations, just ignoring the fact that the Avs second line center wasn't in that series. It was a very silly conversation going around. Okay. It was a very hockey Twitter in August conversation.
Yeah, right.
I was like, why are we talking about this right now?
I was thinking that too with the Devils going after Andrew Berkshire. I was like, what's happening
what happened
here?
There?
You didn't see that?
He said
no,
that.
I'm not on Twitter on a long weekend in August.
No, it was smart for not to be. I honestly logged on.
I don't think most people are.
And Andrew had said something about Brodeur not being a top 5 goalie of all time.
Yes.
And then the Devils, the Little Miss meme.
Yeah.
They said Little Mr.
The Devils,
Bad Hockey Takes.
The Devils like themselves?
Yeah, like the New Jersey Devils. And they photoshopped Andrew's face over the Little Miss thing as well, like those children's books, remember?
Oh, goodness.
Yeah, it's
Mr.
there. It is.
Terrible Hockey Takes.
Mr. Terrible Hockey Takes. Yeah. It's really funny.
But his mentions were fine.
Oh, I'm sure they were just, as dealing with Devils fans regularly now that like I do, I just realize how
it's weird because you don't invite it at all.
Neither of us do.
No,
neither Andrew or I deserve this.
Man, 5,600 likes. That's tough.
That is tough. You know what? It was a good own. It was a good own.